MCP is about to transform how we build and interact with WooCommerce stores. Let's take a look. Hey, I'm Brian Cords, a developer advocate at WooCommerce. Instead of writing custom integrations and building admin interfaces, imagine describing what you want to accomplish and having an AI assistant handle the details. That's what MCP enables. WooCommerce 10.3 is out, and it includes a developer preview of an MCP integration that exposes your store's core functionality as discoverable tools that AI assistants can use directly. In this video, I'll show you how to enable MCP, connect it to a tool like Claude, and use AI to manage products and orders. We'll also look at how to extend the system with custom tools for your specific needs. So, what is MCP? MCP, Model Context Protocol, is an open standard that lets your AI applications securely connect to other software you might use. The WooCommerce MCP builds on features that are coming to WordPress core, including the MCP adapter and the Abilities API. To get started, you'll need to enable the MCP integration experimental feature flag. The easiest way is by heading to WooCommerce, then Settings, then Advanced, then Features, and selecting the box to enable WooCommerce MCP. You can also enable it programmatically with WooCommerce CLI or by adding a filter in PHP. Next, you'll need API credentials. Navigate to the REST API screen, also under the Advanced Settings. Click Add Key and generate new credentials with read-write permissions. Save both your consumer key and your consumer secret. You'll need those for authentication. For this demonstration, I'm using the Claude desktop app, but MCP works with a number of tools, including Claude Code, Copilot, ChatGPT, and more. You'll need to add a configuration to your Claude settings by opening the Developer tab to access the MCP JSON configuration file. Here's an example of the configuration to connect Claude to your WooCommerce store. Replace the URL with your actual store address and insert your API credentials in the format consumer key : consumer secret. One important note, MCP requests require HTTPS by default. If you're working in a local development environment, you can temporarily disable this with an additional flag, but never do this in production. After saving the configuration, restart Claude to load the new MCP server. You'll know it's working when you see the tools icon appear in Claude, showing that your WooCommerce store is now connected and available. Now let's see MCP in action. With Claude connected to my store, I can ask natural language questions about my inventory. Watch what happens when I ask, what products do I currently have in stock? Claude uses the MCP tools to query my store's product catalog, respects my API permissions, and returns the current inventory with relevant details. Let's try something more complex. I want to run a sale on all products from a specific brand. Instead of manually updating each product, I can simply ask, in my WooCommerce store, find all products in the Woo Record Company brand and ensure they have a sale price that reflects 20% off the regular price. Claude identifies the products, calculates the correct sale prices, and updates each product through the MCP tools. I can see exactly which products were modified and confirm the new pricing. This works for order management too. If I need to mark a specific order as completed, I can ask, find order 386 in my store and mark it as complete. Claude locates the order, updates the order status, and confirms the change. The conversation flows naturally. I can ask follow-up questions, request modifications, or have Claude explain what changes were made and why. Here's where MCP becomes particularly valuable for developers building custom functionality. The WordPress Abilities API makes it straightforward to register your own tools that Claude can discover and use. For a complete working example, check out the WooCommerce MCP Ability demo plugin on GitHub. It demonstrates registration patterns, schema definitions, and permission handling. Let's say you need a custom operation to retrieve store statistics. You can register a new ability using the Abilities API init action. You define your tool with a clear label and description, specify input and output schemas so Claude understands how to use it, and provide the callback function that executes your logic. Once registered, you will need to tell the WooCommerce MCP server to include your custom ability. By default, only abilities in the WooCommerce namespace are exposed. You can add your own namespace with a simple filter on WooCommerce MCP include ability. Now Claude can discover and use your custom tools alongside the built-in product and order operations. This opens up possibilities for workflow automation, custom reporting, inventory management, or integration with external services, all accessible through natural language requests. The MCP integration represents a significant shift in how we think about WooCommerce development. Instead of building custom admin interfaces and manual workflows, we are moving towards systems where AI assistants understand your store's capabilities and can execute operations on your behalf. As a developer preview, this is the perfect time to experiment with the technology and provide feedback. You can find complete setup instructions, API documentation, and code examples in the MCP integration guide on the WooCommerce developer documentation. If you build something interesting with MCP, share it in the comments or on GitHub. If this was helpful, hit subscribe for the latest in WooCommerce development.